Hey, and welcome back to RavenOakArt Tutorials. My name is Caleb Knowles, and I have here today a liquid clear covered canvas with some black, I believe it's Mars black paint tacked on with a napkin. So what we're going to do today is attempt to paint a beautiful fall scene with possibly a big red maple coming down the middle. So here we go, let's get things rolling. So to start off, we have some, let's grab our 2-inch brush and put on some crimson. Now what we're gonna do with this crimson is we're gonna start laying down the foundations around this dark. So we're just gonna kind of start blending, and it's gonna start kind of picking up the black underneath. I like that color. Ooh, that is a strong color. Now sometimes people like to work from the middle inward, and honestly, normally I do that as well, but with this one I thought, we're gonna be coming forward with the painting, so you might as well work from the back forward. So here we go. And just keep doing these X motions. And just real lightly go across the black. It's almost going to appear blurred. Yes. Alright. And now with the same brush, we're going to clean it off a little bit. Beat it, grab a little bit of the yellow and mix it with some scarlet red, and we're going to start working in the middle. Ooh, this is a bright painting. Looks like it might need some more yellow. So I'm hoping everyone here has had a great week. Hopefully productive, got a few paintings in. Oh yeah, that is looking beautiful. And you can see it's starting to kind of pull, as I'm doing these circles, it's starting to kind of pull that crimson into it also, that we lay down. And all we're doing is these circles. Yes. Yeah, I thought this would be a little different than last week's, with the mountains and stuff. I wanted something more, I guess, first person, walk through the woods, had a beautiful time of the year. And then it kind of just hit me. Well, I do kind of get ideas for these videos, but sometimes I just start painting and whatever happens, happens. I feel like that's more than likely what happens with pretty much every video that I'm going to be doing in this series. Grab a little bit more yellow, a little bit more red, keep mixing. Oh yes, that's a pretty red. Just kind of So as I said earlier, you can either start in the middle or start on the outside. And always remember, when you are doing a landscape or something in first person, it is normally better to work from the back forward. So that's why I did the outside first. Oh yeah, that is picking up the black quite nicely that I laid out with the napkin earlier. And you're getting a mixture of all these wild colors. So I know I said this last time, but my goal for real this time is to try to do this monotonal, but we're gonna see where it goes. Paintings kind of tend to take a life of their own. And wow, I am really, really liking this color. Almost looks fog-like here at the bottom. And all I'm doing is circling and circling, and it's mixing, it's picking up colors underneath. Real simple. All random. Yours isn't gonna look exactly like mine. Unless you somehow are able to copy my exact hand motion, which I highly doubt. All right, that is looking good right there. So if we want, we can even kind of drag. Actually, you know what, let's do it this way. And you'll see what I'm doing in a second. I'm gonna kind of grab that. Maybe a little bit of white. Oh yeah, that white should look nice. So what we're gonna do is start grabbing the white and pulling. And you may be wondering what I'm doing right here, and I will explain it to you. So I think that my tree is gonna be right here, and it's gonna be dark brush kind of going all over on this angle, and even over here. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the white with this 2-inch brush still, and pulling it down straight. Make sure that your lines are straight. Don't want it crooked. And it's kind of giving off an impression that there's light. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Here, let me try to make it a little bit more visible. Yes, that's it. And it does not have to necessarily be a vertical, like everything have to be even here, because don't worry about that, because we're gonna end up covering it up with the brush that I said earlier. So let's just keep this. Man, this is lovely. You know, I wanted this to be a really dark painting, but it's starting to kind of turn out very light. It's not necessarily a bad thing though, you know. Having something in mind and it not necessarily turning out how you want, it just kind of takes on a life of its own. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna go back to that crimson that we were kind of using earlier. All right, first let's go ahead and clean this 2-inch brush. We're gonna be using a lot of this in the video. In fact, this whole entire video should be a lot quicker, hopefully, than my last one. But you know me, I'm probably just gonna wing it and see where it goes. So we're gonna go back to that crimson earlier, so you can see my palette and what I'm doing here. All right, so all I'm doing is hitting the brush into it. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to pick up the paint on the bristles. So now that I got it loaded up on the bristles, I'm gonna start kind of working on my indication that there's trees. Oh yeah. And these don't necessarily have to be very detailed. Just kind of work on the edge. I swear, you can use a 2-inch brush for a whole painting if you wanted to. Yep. And make sure it's not necessarily like just a straight line, these limbs and tree branches and everything, because everything in nature kind of has like a random effect. So literally I can be moving the brush like this and, oh yeah, that's looking great. Man. And what I did was I covered up that white line where all the light was shining through. So now we don't know what's necessarily behind here, where it was that vertical line that kind of looked like an accident. But in the words of a wise man, we don't really make accidents, right? So, oh man, that is beautiful. I'm gonna put some over here and I'm just mashing. It's all random and we don't really know exactly what we're gonna do here at the bottom. So once we figure that out, well, I do know that there is gonna be some brush, but maybe we'll add a path, maybe we'll add an extra tree, maybe we'll add some bushes, who knows? We'll just kind of find out as we go along. Making sure you can see everything. Yes. All right, I am digging it. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is, actually we're gonna still use that 2-inch brush. We're gonna grab a lighter red. Okay, you can even keep it a little bit dirty if you want. And what I mean by that is you don't clean the brush between uses, so it still has a little bit of the previous color on it. And you just, yes, that's, and don't take away all the dark. You're gonna need a little bit of that dark to bring out the light of the new color. Yeah, I think honestly, painting with these reds and these yellows and these oranges and these crimson, in fact, I'd say probably crimson might be one of my top 2 favorite colors, but I don't know, it kind of changes all the time, so. All right, that is looking great. We got the light coming, we got the brush growing. I'm trying to think what's the word for, man, orchard. It's like a wooded path. There's a word for it. I can't think of it, but if you know what it is in the comments, what word I'm thinking of, let me know. All right, so we'll go ahead and grab some black because we're gonna go ahead and work on our tree. Let's go ahead and do that. So, now I know this tree is gonna be really big because it's gonna be a close-up. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom. Yes. And start dragging down. So now we got that lined up. All I'm gonna do now is grab this 2-inch brush and drag it. Yes. And as it kind of gets closer to the bottom, you're gonna want it to kind of blend into its surroundings with this style tree I'm doing. And what's cool is you see how I keep making this line on the side? I can easily fix that by coming across. All right. And we'll grab this little liner, not liner, but little brush right here, we'll just kind of make it a little bit darker. Yeah. And he'll go over where that line I left was. So I'm hoping that this video, all these videos, every one in this series will kind of inspire you to pick up a brush. It's definitely a great hobby, you know. Definitely a great form of therapy. There's truly something calming about painting a mountain, some trees, or any landscape in general. It just helps calm the nerves. It's like an escape in a way. We'll give him a little limb. I mean, how many places can you literally say you get a chance to move a mountain or move a tree where you want it? You may not have a lot of control in the world, but you definitely have a lot of control on a canvas. Oh yeah, I am liking this. Yeah, it definitely looks almost magical. So I do a lot of acrylic paintings. This one's actually an oil one. I think trying something out of your comfort zone will definitely help make you a better artist. In fact, I got a friend that I recently started talking to, kind of like a pen pal fellow painter, who's kind of new into it. He, well, I wouldn't really call him a painter. Well, I would because he's painting, but he's primarily a sketch artist, and he's from Nigeria. Cool guy, and he was asking me to, you know, how to do certain things in regards to landscapes, and I was like, man, it's weird. You can't even really explain it. You just gotta kind of watch somebody else do it, and you know, I think it's honestly probably one of the more easier styles of art because of that. Like, everybody makes it their own. Everybody gets to create their own version. Like, we could paint the same paint. In fact, you're probably doing the same thing now, and I guarantee you there's a lot of differences in your style compared to how I'm gonna do it. Only thing I can really teach you is give you an idea of what to do in with your mind, and your hands will guarantee to do a lot different. But so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to this 2-inch brush that still has a little bit of black on it. And what I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna start kind of mashing it into the canvas because I still have that black. Now, yes, I am. And we're gonna start working on our tree. I definitely at some point got to get me a better easel. Over here having to hold the painting as I'm doing it. But I'm a cheap guy. I'd rather just build my own. Especially if I can. I'm just gonna keep on loading the black on that 2-inch brush. Yes. And you just go over that. Where that bark will be laying. let's keep on expanding it. I'm really liking this here tree. You don't want to do it too far though, but you don't want him to be a big old circle either, you know. Have him shooting out in different directions. And to be honest with you, you know what? I'm not really feeling that limb anymore. Let's go ahead and cover the limb up. You're constantly adjusting a painting. You're doing new things to it. You might see something you like, you might see something you don't like. And if you want to keep that limb, go ahead and keep it. If you look at your painting and you see that it looks nice, definitely keep it. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to still keep that black on the brush, and we're going to start dragging it down. We're going to start forming a ground from it. That'd be a nice tree to read a book under. I think in my last painting, I said that the tree I was working on was good to go fishing under. I don't really see any water, but I mean, I guess I could put water on it if I wanted to. But I'm trying to do something a little different on this one. Well, we can still add water if we want. And what was cool, you can kind of, let's grab a little bit more black, make it a little darker. Give him a little bush over here. Yes. Now, just make sure you can, I know my shadow's been blocking some of the painting, so let's zoom in a little bit. Oh yeah. You can even grab him, make him a little bit bigger at the bottom, and just mash. Let's see, we're coming up on 20 minutes on this here video. My goal is to try to stay around 30. Might make it, might not. But I'm gonna go back, grab some of that crimson from earlier. And I'm still keeping that that 1-inch brush, excuse me. The 1-inch brush, because I'm gonna use him to highlight the tree branches and the leaves, and all I'm doing is pushing real quick. And I'm only gonna do really one side of the highlights. And the reason I'm doing that is because, as I stated earlier, the light's coming from this side. Just kind of, yes. I'll grab some of that scarlet from earlier. Also, let me wipe it down a little bit. Yes. Oh yeah. And you can see it's picking up colors. It's making it appear as if there's rough textures. So there's leaves. That's gorgeous. I think red trees are some of the prettiest ones, any tree in autumn. And if I had to say, choose one time a year for everything to just kind of be permanent, it would definitely be all of them. Autumn. Yes, absolutely gorgeous. Also, you know, whenever I do a painting, I normally upload it to my website. Well, it ain't just mine. I got other members of great artists on there. RavenOakArt.com, where we sell prints and sometimes even originals. I'd really appreciate it if you'd check it out. A lot of great things are up there. Let's see. I almost forgot. I got so excited doing those bushes. I almost forgot to do the tree bark. So the way we do that is we mix white on the palette. And we'll kind of give it a little bit of a pinkish, because I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the white. And all we're going to do is, since, like I said, light's coming on this side, we'll just kind of grab it and just kind of press it down. Yes. And what's cool, I don't know if you can see it. We'll try to do like a little circle where maybe a squirrel lives there. Yes. Now it's important to leave some of it dark and kind of blend that white and keep it random, because you looking in nature, as I said earlier, it's very random, and that's especially true with bark. Some trees have a lot of bark. Some have had rougher days and their bark isn't really necessarily as visible. Well, it's still bark, but it's like weathered and all tore off. Maybe an animal came through and ate it all. But I'd say majority of it's, yes. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go back with that brush from earlier, grab some black, and kind of bring the tree. All right, so that red color we had from earlier, the crimson, we're gonna start, whoops, should probably wipe that off first. Grab it. Make this side a little bit. Wipe this brush off, pick up some more of that black. Yes. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab it. Kind of drag it down. Yes. And you know what we can do? We can even grab a little bit of white. And it'll. Yes. It'll make it look more reflection like come across real lightly. All right, I am, as you may guess, quite enjoying this. So we'll bring this, kind of just keep going down. In fact, I'm gonna clean the canvas. We'll go all the way with it. Go back, grab some more white. And I'd say this area might be the brightest, so we'll all right, and then just straight across, straight across. All right, and now we'll just go right on back to the crimson. And we'll form a foreground. Yep, not gonna make my 30-minute mark, but we're having too much fun to stop. All right. We'll go ahead and grab a little bit more of that crimson, and we'll grab some bright red. And what we're gonna do is with that, just I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what's going on down there. All right. All right. You know what? I like those bushes we got now. They're gonna need some stems and stuff. So the way we do that is we grab the palette knife, and all we're gonna do is, in fact, we'll even give some up here. Just scrape, scrape, and just scrape. Kind of give off the impressions, and same here. Scrape. Everybody's gonna think we spent a lot of time doing this, and you don't have to tell them otherwise. It's just a quick flick of the wrist. And since I've already missed my mark and I'm not really too concerned with it, we'll grab some more of that crimson. Go right back over where we might have missed a spot. Yeah. And we'll grab that palette knife again. Get a real small cut on it. Like, real small. And just kind of it should kind of give off the impression that we got some rocks and they're kind of hitting up against the water's hitting up against the rocks. About to say the waves, but we're not really in the ocean or anything like that, so. All right. Like I said, since I've already missed it, might as well just go for it. We'll go ahead, add a little path, so. All I'm doing is grabbing the palette knife and moving it along. So just go ahead, grab some, put a little bit over the bushes. Put a little bit more black on the palette, so. Now grab a little bit of white and we're going to start highlighting those rocks. So, let me just kind of all you're doing is just going straight. Go on ahead, grab some of that dark colorway from earlier and maybe push the path a little bit back. Maybe grab a little bit of white. All right, I am thinking we are for the most part finished on this one. So let me go ahead and grab a liner brush and I'll go to the side. So this one's a pretty simple one. In fact, you probably are gonna be able to get it done before I can. Or I did. And it'd be a great gift. Great painting to put up in your home. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. So I'm gonna put it up on our website, and please feel free to go check us out at RavenOakArt.com. Also, if you have any images you'd like me to check out, please feel free to send it to me at RavenOakArt@yahoo.com. And who knows, maybe we can even figure out a way to put you on our website. Let's see, what else? Oh, also go check out our IG, RavenOakArt. Yeah, that's the Instagram name. And yeah, hopefully you had fun and have a blessed day.